Alright guys, versus Z here, and it's time for the 1 to 144 scale no grade WildWurger review. And you can say hello to Mr. Strike Freedom here because he's saying screw me because I failed to review him. And now I'm using him as a size comparison, so yep, just showing you guys how much I dislike Strike Freedom. Nah, he's a cool guy, I just like Destiny and Infinite Justice better. But let's get to Mr. WildWurger here. Like I said, 1 to 144 scale, no grade, WildWurger, and he was quite a bit taller than the 1 to 144 scale Gundam there. Yeah, so size-wise, these guys are bigger. So if you guys are interested in bigger kits for the less amount of money, you should start looking into these Super Robot Wars kits. There's quite a few of them. Actually, no, there's plenty of them. There's a whole bunch out there right now waiting to be bought. So yeah, anyway, I would like to skip colors because I think I've gone over colors in unboxing videos before, so I don't have to deal with them right now. Except one thing. The blue you see on the whole thing, to my understanding, this is not the right blue. And from pictures and other things I've seen, it's actually supposed to be true blue, not this weird darker greenish blue. It's supposed to be true blue. So if you guys really want to adjust the color to fill your accuracy, I guess, fill your taste and accuracy, then go paint it true blue or something. Anyway, I also like to think that these accessories like to be already on the robots, so let's start with the accessories then. And by the way, I'm going to be a complete noob at Super Robot Wars. This guy here is my entrance, my key to the world of Super Robot Wars. So I'm just going to call these things as I see them. The machine gun here, it's molded in all gray with the exception of this yellow part that was painted. The way you put it in the hand is the typical, what seems to be a thing nowadays, where you pop off the top of the hand and you place it in the hand and you pop it back on. This thing though, it really sits in the palm really flush and solid, and I like that about this kit. And yeah, I just like to point that out. The next weapon here is this shield claw, which you guys have seen in maybe Death Scythe or Curios. Is that what it's called? Curios? Man, it's been so long. Yeah, I think it's Curios, whatever. Yeah, this is actually really nice. There's 3 points of articulation, one here on the center right there. So you got that, you got the beginning of this white part here, and you got the end where the claw is. So it's really nice. You can get a whole bunch of different poses with this shield claw. Next is this other weapon here. I'm not sure what it's exactly called. I'm sure this is some kind of Vulcan, beam Vulcan maybe. And stored in this beam Vulcan is a sword, which is molded in the same blue, but there's supposed to be some white and gray on it. You pop up this latch here, which I'll point out with an annotation. You pop that up and you remove the shield. Simple as that. And you put it back in the hand the same way. You know, pop off the hand, put it in the palm, and place the hand back on top. Nothing to it. Nothing too complex about this kit. Articulation is not what I was hoping for, but it's doable. Knowing that it's a no grade, and it is made by a different company, which now, in my opinion, is doing a better job at molding and detail than Bandai is. But Bandai, you know, it's still up there. They're making quite, yeah. So anyway, articulation, the head will rotate 360, but there unfortunately is no forward and backward movement, and the up and down movement is very limited, almost little to none. And if you put it down, it likes to pop back up. So the shoulder arms here can rotate independently aside from the arms, and the arms will rotate to however far you want them to. The elbow bend is very limited to that, and the wrists are on a ball and socket joint. The backpack here, which is supposed to conceal the wings, the articulation is just pretty much that. And let's see, the waist has almost little to none also. You can get about that much. It's, I don't know. The skirts, though, are pretty good. The front skirts can go up pretty high. The side skirts are on a ball and socket joint. Back skirts cannot move. The legs are pretty much the best articulated areas, as you can get a very good range of movement on the legs. You can get that much forward. The feet can go down slightly. And the knees are on a single joint, but you want to be careful not to try to pull them all the way back. The joints on these guys are very sensitive, and let me show you now, might as well. The pegs here, every single peg and socket joint on this kit, the pegs are very short, and you just want to keep that in mind when you're posing this guy, because short pegs can really limit what you can do. And the ball joints here are very flimsy. They don't want to stay all the time. The most flimsiest ball joint is on the side skirts here. Probably the only visible ball joints aside from the feet. The feet has just a little bit of wiggle, just a little bit. Not too much. Nothing to really stress over about. I mean, you don't want a kit that has super excellent, foot articulation and the rest is crap. It's pretty much balanced out. Oh, and these black tubings here. This is probably the most hardest part you can ever do on this kit, because you have to cut them down to size, and you had to put them in two ends of the feet, which was very hard. And you would probably want to bust out with your tweezers if you have any. Unless you had really tiny fingers. Yep. And that should be all for this guy. I mean, there wasn't nothing too special about it. Like I said, I was hoping for more articulation, but what can you expect? It isn't Bandai, and then I don't know how old this kit is, and didn't really say what year this was made on the box. But yeah, I'm just gonna end by saying it's a good kit. It's not a very bad kit at all. It's pretty good. It's pretty nice, especially something you want to do aside from Gundam. It's pretty nice. It's not. I mean, you can't walk out of the Gundam world expecting to get something like a Gundam. You can't. It's like going from BMW and you want to go to Nissan expecting BMW performance and luxury and all that, right? But anyway, it's a really nice kit though, aside from the short joints and a couple of things popping out and stuff. I mean, this thing isn't really meant to be played with in the first place, so it's not too bad, There's just a couple of things that I should point out while I still have the time. The the joint where you twist underneath the shoulder, very flimsy. The tiniest peg joint, and when you move it in and out, it tends to kind of loosen itself from the long peg. So once in a while, you're gonna have to push the arm back in just to get it to hold stiff. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. I could recommend this kit though. If you guys are interested in Super Robot Wars, I could recommend this kit. This guy it's great. I think to my understanding, he's one of the well-known Super Robot Wars guys out there. Him and his partner, the Wild Falcon, which is pretty much a long-range version of this guy. This guy's like a mid and close-range guy, considering his weapons. You got a claw and you got a sword. And then there's also a second kit like this, but it's the high mobility type, and that's all this blue stuff purged off. So yeah, I don't know. I can recommend this kit. I'm sorry. I can recommend this kit, but should you pick it up? Which is another question. Another subject. Should you pick it up now? No. At the time this video was recorded, no. Why? Not because this was bad, but because there's a 1 to 100 scale version coming out in January of 2009, which is going to cost you about $65 to $70 imported from Japan. 1 to 100 scale, I'm guessing it's going to be bigger than Gundam 1 to 100 scales. It's going to be no grade, of course, and you pretty much get this guy, and you can purge all the armors, so wait for that. And that should be all for this guy. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.